The 2015 Jefferson Achievement Award in Medicine is presented to Dr. Leonard Gomella, whose career as a surgeon, researcher, author, and medical innovator has only yet begun to flourish.
I first met him in medical school, so we both went to University of Kentucky. When he was writing the Scut Monkey book, which is his most famous book, I was writing on-call problems for residents when I was a fellow, and he said, "Oh my God, these are great, you ought to submit this." So we did this sort of together. We help each other with our books. We copy edit each other's books.
Dr. Gomella is driven by a thirst for medical knowledge, as witnessed by his family on a daily basis.
Growing up, it was a very academically inclined household.
It was nice to have, the emphasis on higher education.
And one of the things I thought was that my parents were just typical doctors, and they reflected the average doctor. And it wasn't until years later when I started shadowing physicians while I was applying to medical school that I realized that my dad was really in another class of physicians.
My dad would come home and talk about how many radical prostatectomies he's done. And
watching my dad at Jefferson, as a first-year med student, I got to scrub into an OR case where he was performing a neobladder operation.
Dr. Gomella fosters this environment of understanding that the patient comes first. And that includes not just the patient's care, but discoveries geared toward improving the care for every patient now and in the future at Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center.
Being honored by Jefferson, I think, is a huge accomplishment, especially for him. But he has devoted, his life to his work.
I've been in the car when he's had patients call him frantically over one thing or another. So I've got to see him kind of calm these patients down. And I think that's something really important for patient care.
Unlike many departments of urology across the U.S., Dr. Gomella has always prioritized having research within his department.
He has a very unique perspective in the field of urology and an ability to bring up certain issues at conferences and meetings that other people aren't thinking about.
You can find the leadership of the prostate program at the 10th and Chestnut Starbucks every Tuesday morning at 7:30. And so at that meeting, we're all equal. We're all equal partners in what it is that we're trying to achieve in the prostate cancer program.
He's always in his study working.
Usually when I walk in there, he has his multi-screen setup in there.
It kind of looks like the Matrix.
For the many thousands and thousands of journal articles and books he's written, he is still a pecker.
Somehow he's gotten all those books done, even just checking pecking.
But he's also thinking about what he's typing more deliberately, so I don't think he goes back and deletes as often as I do.
And then there is the surprising non-medical side of Leonard Gomella.
My brother and I joke that 99.9% of his brain is just prostates and thinking about prostates and prostate cancer and urology. So the other 0.1% is saved for the other things in his life.
He was actually in a band in high school.
Definitely when my father's not working or he needs a break from it, I'll find him sometimes in his study playing his guitar.
One of the big things we could do, I'm sure you can see behind me, is all the antique shopping.
I think it goes with a surgical mindset to have tools available. And we have literally every home improvement tool you can imagine.
A big thing is boating. He loves boating. So we have a little boat on the Chesapeake.
Dr. Trisha Gomella always comes armed with delicious food that seems to support whatever the process is they're going toward.
We actually enjoy doing things like the men's event. We want people, when they leave that event, to say, "Oh my gosh, we really enjoyed that event."
And in celebration of Dr. Gomella's achievements, we are now going to read the entirety of his published works. Just kidding.
Congratulations, Dad.
Congratulations, Dr. Gomella, Dad, on this fantastic award.
Congratulations, Dad.
Congratulations, Dad. You deserve it.
I made this special tart for the honoree.
The 2015 Jefferson Achievement Award in Medicine is presented to Dr. Leonard Gomella.